Hi, my name is Megan, and I am one of the educators here at the River Museum. So today, we are going to be talking about one of our really cool animal ambassadors that's actually hiding right here inside this box. Can you guys guess what's hiding in the sand? Let's find out. Did anybody guess a snake? This is our Kenyan Sand Boa, and like her name suggests, she is from Kenya, which is in Africa. Now, you might notice that her coloring looks a little bit different than something we're used to seeing. And that's because in Africa, they actually have orange sand. So her scales match the color of the sand perfectly. So she has these bright orange spots to blend in with the sand, and then these darker spots help her blend in to the shadows. Now, like most snakes, this snake is a carnivore. So she is going to eat primarily small rodents that live in Africa. The way snakes eat is a little bit different than how we eat. Snakes will swallow their food whole, but the way they do it is they have an elastic jaw. So rather than having a hinge like us, where our jaw can only open up so far, this snake can stretch her jaw really, really wide so she can swallow things that are bigger than her head. So one really cool adaptation that this snake has is their head is almost identical to their tail. Now, the reason for this is it makes it really hard for predators to be able to figure out which end is their head and which end is their tail. The main predator for these snakes are larger lizard like the monitor lizard, larger raptors, or even other snakes. This snake is not a very long snake, so others will actually eat them. Even though we don't have this specific species of boa in the United States, we do have two boas here. So snakes are reptiles, meaning that they are cold-blooded, and a cold-blooded animal cannot control their temperature like we can. The only way that these guys can get warm is by using the sun. Now, being from the desert, there's a whole lot of sun all the time. But these snakes can actually get overheated, just like we can. So their way of staying safe from the sun's rays when it's really, really hot is to bury themselves in the sand. They spend a lot of their time buried in the sand and pretty much only come out at dawn and dusk when the sun isn't quite as harsh. Now, because they do bury themselves, their scales are a little bit different than a normal snake. They have a lot of really, really tiny scales that are close together, so that way the sand doesn't get into their scales. Just like if you ever go to the beach and get sand in your shoe, it's really uncomfortable. These snakes don't want to get a bunch of sand in their scales because it'd be uncomfortable for them. We will actually show you our snake burying herself in the sand.